everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into Beyond Words podcast. I am Manmeet and I have my wonderful co-host Oksana with me.
So, hello everyone. Today is episode number 18. And to do justice to our topic of Are You Future Ready? Leadership Edition, we had decided to split it into two parts. So this is the second part, and we very hope you enjoy it. So could you probably go into a little bit what the difference between managing and leading positions are?
So basically, as per definition, managing is getting things done. So the focus is on things, and leading is to inspire people to make it done. So basically, the difference is in the software part of a person's heart, that in managing, the focus is only on the results, whereas on the task, whereas in leading, the balance between the task and the people. So people become important in leading, whereas in managing, people don't matter. Whether you had a bath in the morning or not, I don't care. Whether you were well or not well, I don't care. My job should be done. So that is managing. And managing is more focused on processes, on systems, whereas leading is more on the heart, the inspiration, not motivation. I always try to say motivation is a short-term thing. It lives it has a short life. Inspiration is something which comes from within your heart, and a leader must inspire people more than motivate people.
So if a person, who's trying to become that futuristic leader, they always go through that self-doubting phase in their life, taking certain kind of decisions, or even when it comes to firing somebody in their team. How should be the mindset of a futuristic leader?
Basically, when it comes to a futuristic leader, particularly as of today, if I look at 2023 and beyond, a leader must be more value-based leader. Ethics and values will make a lot of difference. Now, you must have seen that in the corporate world, there are some people who go by toxic short-term methods of getting results, and they may go a little unethical, doesn't matter. Because the competition is so fierce, you may like to get things done without worrying about how it is being done. And somewhere, also in the corporate culture, a thing has come up, and that is when you say, I want this done no matter what. So you probably do it with a sense of inspiration, but somewhere the message gets misunderstood as by hook or by crook. And that is where you slip up from that path of ethical. It is felt that in this world, which is now so full of uncertainty and change, leaders who can define and live by clear values and who can inspire confidence in their employees will certainly be not only in the employees, actually, in their stakeholders, in their consumers, in their bosses, in their peers. They will be able to get much better results than others. The second thing is that today's world, what has happened in the last 2-3 years, particularly after COVID, there are great things coming up like great resignation and quiet quitting and all that.
Yes.
And they have brought attention to the need for a stronger and more ethical leadership. Similarly, after COVID, all of us have gone through various challenges, whether they were financial, emotional, all of us have gone through certain trauma. If it was not your near family members, it was your relatives, your friends, everyone lost people. They went through health problems. Many of them went through a very, very bad attack of COVID, but survived. All these people have come back to work. They are not the same people who went. They're not the same people who you had in the beginning of 2020. They are different people. So
Mm.
today, I think a leader has to make sure that you understand this aspect very well and you are looking after people's emotional and mental health and bringing about an environment in which people can grow, trust each other, work efficiently, and also keep changing as the world or as the situations keep coming up.
One thing that I would be really interested in is that we've talked about what traits leaders need to have. So what are the obstacles maybe that could prevent people to be good future leaders?
So, Oksana, first thing I find is that there is too much of a clutter today. And I think a person today, a leader, uh, can't figure out what is his priority. So prioritization and decluttering is something which is very much one of the main obstacles of leaders today, one of the main challenges. And they're all over. They want to do this, they want to do this, they've got this, and every day they come out with a new challenge and they start focusing on that, forget to monitor something that was already happening. So there has to be a lot of uh, delegation, empowerment. We spoke on that. Allow other people to do it. Work on your prioritization, like I said. Then the next thing is focus and concentration. You are unable to find which is the job, which is the task that requires your immediate focus, and where are you getting your main results from? Where is there a chance of leakages? Where is a chance of things going wrong? So how do I prevent that? So a little bit of balance of this, a little prioritization, decluttering. These are some of the main tasks. The next is also to keep abreast with the latest that is happening. And that brings me back to my favorite question of time management. There are too many things to be done. You're so busy in crisis management that you have no time to read, to know what's happening elsewhere.
Correct.
That is again where you find that lots of things in your mind, I must know this. You don't have knowledge of other countries. You don't have knowledge of other industry. You don't have knowledge about your own industry. I have seen people today in my leadership workshops that a person working in industry, he knows his company, but he doesn't know what his competitor is doing. He doesn't know what are the new things coming up because he has no time for that.
Correct.
So unless there are many things that a leader has to do to find a balance in whatever is required to be done. So these are some of the challenges I think a leader would probably have. Another thing that is coming to my mind, which a leader must do, and that is, it just came from the last question, networking. You should be able to, today, a leader who's really a futuristic, got a futuristic bent of mind, and who's ambitious, wants to do well, wants to achieve good results. One of the things he must do is something called masterminding. It's a part of networking. Masterminding is where you get into a group of 4-5 people, maybe from different industries, maybe from the same industries but different companies, and exchange ideas of what all is happening. It's churning up of different knowledge and all that, experiences that people are having, and see how you can apply something that others have learned, and therefore that becomes a very powerful tool. Another thing today, particularly when we talk of middle-level leadership, you must have a mentor. It's very difficult to be working on your own, to be able to find what's the best thing happening. there is, like the content of a bottle can't read its content. You can't read your label. The content of a bottle can't read its label. Or the best surgeon can't do surgery on himself.
Yes.
Something like doing surgery on yourself. You need somebody else to do it for you. You have to have somebody outside of you to tell you whether you're on the right path or not. So you have to have a mentor or a guide or a coach who should be able to guide you. If these 2-3 things are kept in place, I think then you are quite well equipped to be a leader for the future. If you understand what's happening, if you can predict things. See, today we have the luxury, we have the advantage of having a lot of data. Data availability today is far more than it was before. We also have a lot of data analytical tools. And that gives us an opportunity to see the trends. And I say something that a leader should be able to operate ahead of the predictability curve. So if you can see through trends and say that if this is the way the world is going, in 2 years' time, this is likely to happen. I should be preparing for that time. I should be preparing of how things should be shaping up in 2025. And am I working on finding solutions for that? Or am I stuck in today in what's happening in 2023?
Correct me if I'm wrong, that if a one more trait of a good leader should be that he should be more inclusive, more understanding towards people working from different cultures, different countries and cultures.
No, that's a very, very important thing. There are 2 things. One is that you are working with people from different cultures. Then today you're working with the people in different time zones, cultures, time zones, nationalities, languages. If nothing else, your language may not be very well understood by that person. So there has to be a lot of empathy more than just understanding. You have to have empathy, you have to have tolerance, and you have to involve people so that they feel that they are not just getting communications, that what they need to do, but also get feedback and find out how they would do it the best. Okay. Also, particularly when you are working remotely with teams like that across the globe, it is very important that you ask them as to how they feel that they need to give their best. So get to know their strengths more than their problems. Let's say you are working in India and you have a partner in Singapore or a branch in Singapore or whatever. The person sitting here doesn't even know what are Singaporeans really good at, or what is this particular person very good at. So you just trust him or her with the JD or with the profile, and you think, okay, he's in marketing, so you just take it for granted he knows everything about marketing. But could be that person has a strength which you're not aware of. And then also, today there are so many tools available. You can check their strengths. You can, you give them a psychometric test. You can do their Thomas profiling or something like that to know their strengths and then utilize them well. So being empathetic, understanding people, working in a cross-culture organization, all these things are very important.
Yeah, especially when, things and concepts like racism has become such a big thing, people accuse left, right, and center. So I guess it's a better thing to be more careful.
Every time now I use, I'm quite like you today, you must have seen me correcting a couple of times. For so many years, we've been used to saying him all the time. Now you have to say people, you have to say, you have to make sure that you're inclusive of genders, you're inclusive of cultures, so that nobody feels left out. It's very important.
So thank you very much that you took the time to talk to us. It was a very, very, very insightful topic, especially your answers to our questions. So I would highly encourage our audience to comment questions, maybe further questions to you, and we will make sure to answer them, talking to you about it. And so again, it was a huge honor to have you. Thank you so much. And for everybody listening today, please just feel free to ask if you have any other questions. So thank you so much.
Yes, and for all the future aspiring leaders, and I hope you find it very helpful, this podcast. But also, I will be sharing the link to his book, $1 Million Second, in the description box, and you can purchase it from there.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very happy. I just like to tell you that this book, $1 Million Second, at the moment is not available on Amazon because the publisher has closed down and I have to get it republished through another. So anyone who wants this book now, I can give an e-copy, but you can still get in touch with me. I'll give you a link how to get in touch with me, and I can give an e-copy, but you'll not be able to get a printed copy right now.
Perfect. It's a world of Kindle and ebooks. I'm sure people will be interested in it. Thank you so much once again for joining us and for such an insightful session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So if you like what you saw, do not forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the little bell icon so that you get notified the next time we upload a new video. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste.